my story takes place in the early 2000s. I was in college, and it was like I had gotten my first off-campus apartment with my friends. So we're all we're all queer and we're excited to live together. But because we're students, it was like a tiny apartment. So it's like bedroom, kitchen and living room in the middle, and you can hear everything in the house. And that is when my housemate Brianna decided to be a phone sex operator. So she started out doing like generic phone sex, which is very short calls. It's $3.99 a minute. Wait a second. Are there any like 20-somethings in the audience? Yeah. Okay. Phone sex is is the prequel to camming. It's like you just call and someone talks dirty to you. You get the concept. Okay. Anyway, so it's $3.99 a minute. So they're trying to get on and get off, literally, as quickly as possible. So she usually was doing it during the day. I didn't really hear it. It wasn't a big thing. But important to note, early 2000s, we have one communal landline phone. So she's on it doing phone sex all the time. And it was like, she had this headset mic, kind of like Britney Spears, pop star headset mic. And it would be like, ring, 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 phone rings, click, she's in. Wherever she is in the house, she's in, she's doing the call, no matter what else is happening in the house. So in terms of what was happening with me at the time, I had a crush on my friend Jules, and that's not her name, but everyone in the US at least knows a dyke named Jules, so we're gonna call her Jules. Anyway, she worked at the library, super smart, and she was like short brown hair, blue eyes, like listen to punk rock, very cute. Anyway, so Jules and I, it's gotten awkward because we're like not hooking up, and we want to be hooking up. So one night I'm like, Jules, you should come over to my place. And I set up my 5 CD changer. Old people in the room. I set up my 5 CD changer, and just in case the night went that way, it was all set to go. So she comes over, we're on our bed, we are talking, it is awkward, we are almost kissing, not kissing, what the fuck, and ring, ring, ring. Phone sex call comes in. It was at that moment that I realized that she had switched to a BDSM only phone sex line. So she was a pro-dom, so her name was not Brianna anymore, it was Mistress Brutality. So Mistress Brutality is on the call. And the first call, this is the most common phone sex call, it went like this. It's the small dick call. So it was like, your dick is so fucking small, good luck pleasing anyone with that. It's just a woman could even find that, is if you could find it to jerk off, you could not. You want me to step on your dick? I can't even fucking find it. So I turned to Jules and I'm like, oh, so my housemate's doing a dom line now, I hope that's cool. And Jules is like, it's fine. I'm like, it's gonna be that call all night. It's not a problem. We're totally fine here. Everything's totally fine here. CD changer switches over. It's Portishead. I'm like, Jules, what are we doing here? Let's make out. We start making out. Shirts are off. You guys, it is happening. And I'm like, thank you. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so awesome. And then, ring, 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 click. Phone sex call is happening. Mistress Brutality is on the case. And that call went like this. Hey, Dean. So, yeah, I know, it's late at night, but is it breakfast time, Dean? Get out the eggs and get out the bacon. Dean, I'm gonna need you to take your shirt off so your man tits are free. You're gonna sizzle that bacon in the pan, you're gonna lean towards it, and I wanna hear every piece of grease as it hits your man tits. Are you with me, Dean? Are you with me? And so I turned to Jules, and I'm like, sometimes there's other calls. Occasionally there are other calls. But Jules is like, I know it's kind of weird, and like, it definitely doesn't have to be bacon, but like, I am kind of hungry now. And I was like, okay, let me get us a snack. I put my shirt back on. I go back out to the kitchen. I run into Brianna, Mistress Brutality, and I'm like, I'm here. I'm here. She's with Jules. And she's like, oh my God, what's happening? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Okay. So, and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm working. I have to work tonight. And I'm like, it's all right. Like, get your bag. It's all good. But yeah, I'm with Jules. And she's like, oh my God, Jules. I'm like, shut the fuck up. So I go back into the room. And so then shirts back off, Jules and I hooking up. While I was gone, CD Changer switches to Massive Attack. So I'm like, perfect, great. It's almost as if someone planned it. So, anyway, so it's Massive Attack. Our shirts are off, and it's like, you know, the moment where it's like do or die or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, Jules, I've liked you for so long. I can't believe we're hooking up. Like, are we having sex? Like, let's have sex. Consent, you know, like, and Jules is like, consent, yes, let's have sex. Oh my God, Jules, I'm having sex with Jules. Ring, ring, ring. Mistress Brutality is on the case. And that call went like this. Hey, Steve, have you got your diaper on yet? Steve, I'm gonna need you to fill it up. If you so much as touch your dick before it's filled to the brim and flowing out, I will hang up the phone, Steve. Doesn't sound very full, Steve. Maybe drink some fucking coffee. So, back in my room, there are two people who have never been naked together before, with Massive Attack playing, who are definitely not having sex anymore. So, anyways, I don't want you to worry about me and Jules, because at that point it was like 3 in the morning, and, you know, we're like, let's just call it. And we did have sex the next day. We had sex the entire next day. And because I'm a dyke, we dated for 6 months, because that's like the bare minimum of what we do. And but the moral of the story is, if you have a friend and it's like, will we or won't we, and it's awkward, just like try to make it as awkward as humanly possible the first night you might hook up. And you know, if they stick around, they're a keeper.